How you guys doing today? It's Beezy Brook. Today I present to you how to save money as a student at university. However, these money saving tips can be applied to anyone, not just students. So stay tuned even if you don't attend university. The advice I'm about to give aren't too specific, so I'm not actually going to tell you buy X, don't buy Y, but more give you general rules to follow when it comes to spending money. To apply these tips, you have to always be mindful of how much you have spent or how much you have to spend. For example, always ask yourself, am I buying this because I actually need it, or is this desire to buy a certain item purely due to marketing? This question can sometimes be pretty hard to answer, as you're subconsciously influenced to buy certain things by big brands all the time. But just by asking yourself this simple question, you can catch yourself out a lot of the time, saving you a bunch of money potentially. Right, so on with the first tip. Tip number 1, get good at cooking. You need to learn this skill, as by cooking for yourself, you can easily save over 60% on food, as most restaurants have an over 70% margin on their dishes. I mean, this is an essential skill for life in general, so you might as well start learning and practicing now. This tip also goes hand in hand with the second tip, which is buy most of your food from the raw produce section at the supermarket. This will make you save a bunch of money naturally, as most of the cost of food comes from the processing stage of the food. So essentially, you're just cutting out the middleman. Not to mention, it actually is a lot healthier for you. Please like and subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying the food tips so far. More on them in future videos. Number 3, don't buy books. It's 2018, well, 2019 almost. You can find pretty much any book in PDF format for free. So there's really no incentive to buy books. And if you want to carry read it on the go, you can either do it on your phone, but if that's too small for you, just invest in the tablet. It'll work out a lot cheaper in the long run. But I mean, if you absolutely need a book for your university course, absolutely need it, then I would recommend you at least buy a secondhand, as books lose a lot of value as soon as the spine has been creased or whatever. Books are actually such a waste of money in my opinion, as everyone has access to libraries, the internet, and just countless other resources. So there's really no excuse to buy a full price book. Number 4, stop buying clothes. You don't need to buy that much clothes. Most of the desire to buy new clothes is literally due to social media and peer pressure. Think about the last piece that you bought. Have you seen someone that you like or has influence over you wear that particular item or wear something similar? Exactly. Now I understand this is very hard to escape from, as these influencers, they create content that appeals to you, and therefore innately you want to, act more like them, so you kind of use clothes as a way to replicate what they do. So I guess my only suggestion for helping you escape from this is stop following all the fashion influencers that you follow on social media. Instead, try to develop your own sense of style based on the people around you. As, I mean, you're dressing to make an impression on the people that you interact with in the real world anyways. And lastly, number 5, Uber less, just walk. If the walk is let's say less than an hour, then just walk it. Your time and energy at university is not valuable enough for you to be paying for the Uber. Now, I don't mean that as an insult in any way, shape or form, as your time at university has been proved to be worth a lot of money, as shown in countless studies. If you want me to make a video on that, leave a comment down below in the comment section and I'll talk about that in future videos. Anyways, what I mean by that is, during your first year at university, you have so much free time anyways, that you end up actually wasting a lot of the time. So why not, instead of just wasting that time, just waste that time walking? Or if you don't really want to waste that time entirely, I would recommend opting to listen to an audiobook or call a friend. I promise you this will benefit you greatly in the long run. If you need an audiobook recommendation though, I can thoroughly recommend 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. Links for that in the description below. If you join using my link, your first audiobook will be free. Hopefully you have found those tips helpful. One last thing to be mindful of is that it is much easier to implement my advice if you cared less about what others think. In the future, I'll definitely make a video about that particular subject. As always, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Like, subscribe, comment down below to let me know what money saving methods that you use at university, and see you guys soon.